everyone who's tuning in and watching again for one of our Election Viewpoints series. Today we have here at the Chamber office Paul Neustaedter, mayoral candidate for this year. And I'm excited to have you here, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ben.
And what we're doing, for those of you who are watching, we are meeting with all the candidates, both for council and for mayor, that are looking to run for this year's municipal election, and ask them questions that are related to business and how we can make business successful in Steinbach. So
Yes.
how about we dive right in?
That sounds great.
Okay, so the topic of economic development is one that comes up a lot, and it's kind of a hot topic. What do you think is a really good strategy for the city of Steinbach when it comes to economic development?
Well, in the past, it's been a really good group of realtors that have pushed the economic development, working together with the city manager. And then as time has been growing, it just seems like everybody's plate's been fuller and fuller. So I really see an economic development officer be part of that plan for pushing that agenda forwards. Because as we grow Steinbach and the economic part of it, it creates jobs for people, which is creating a living and creating well-being for this community.
What about challenges in Steinbach? You've ran a business for years. What's one challenge, let's just pick one, that Steinbach business faces, and how can council work together to help overcome that challenge?
Well, I've been listening to the community, and specifically the business community. I've been going door to door for the community, but I've been going door to door to businesses also. So I've met with WS Steel, I've met with Loan, I've met with Barkman, I'm meeting with Penner International and other companies that are larger, and finding out, because they are some of the economic drivers of this community. And in those meetings, I've found some interesting things. And their number one question is, how do we bring more people to the community? Because long term, we need to keep expanding, growing, and the labor force, it's shrinking, and or it's being consumed, which is a good thing. But we also need to attract more people to our community. So Ben, that's something that I'm hearing on the street from businesses that's important. So we're listening.
Good. We talked a little bit about the challenge. Now, what are some of the things that make Steinbach competitive? What are the strengths that we have that we can leverage, and how can the council help leverage that?
It's quite something for a small town that didn't have a railway, it didn't have a river, and here we are with a fantastic road system and great trucking companies, so product can actually be moved very effectively. Steinbach's been well known for that. That's an advantage. But more importantly is actually our people. We have a fiber here of hard-working roots, honest people that give for an honest day's pay, an honest day's work. And that is something that story needs to be told, and that is something that the chamber and other people can market, businesses can market, to bring more people here who also align with that value.
Good. The any organization, but especially a city, vision is important. So when you think of, I mean, terms are 4 years long. Maybe if you were mayor, you'd be here for 8 or 12 or 16, but we'll talk about 4 for now. If you think of the vision of what Steinbach could be in 4 years, how would you describe what you see that being?
Well, Ben, rather than 4 years, I'll just talk if I'm elected.
Okay, let's do that.
So if I'm elected, I see a vision over the next 4 years that our taxes would be affordable. We can't have something that's going to cause people to, or business to suffer. So that's very paramount to me. Our infrastructure has been growing well. We need to continue to make sure that those basics, things that we don't see that are under the streets, that they maintain they're solid so that we don't have to worry about those things. And then I also foresee that we need to have a multiplex that is an affordable multiplex with an affordable plan. And by that, I mean that my goal is to actually have that as low cost as possible to a taxpayer. And there's all sorts of ways that we can make that happen. And I'm looking into all of those different ways. So, Ben, I see a multiplex that is not a uniplex, meaning one singular item and then another singular item. I see a multiplex as many items together using the same walls, using the same washroom facilities, the same canteen, the same infrastructure, the same parking lot, the same lighting, with nice entrance but very reasonable exterior other than the entrance, because we want to be doing something that's affordable, and we can do this in one gathering place for the community. And that is what I see as part of the vision, but I'll never let that happen if it would be something that would be an adverse effect on our city and the people that care about the city and make their home here.
So before we kind of wrap things up, give you a chance, is there anything else when you think of either business or basically anything else that is on your mind in regards to your platform that you would want people to know about?
Good. Thanks, Ben. There's two things. Really, we have a reputation of being a safe city. I think we can actually do even a better job on that, but part of that is actually to keep our youth interested in being here and keeping our youth occupied. There's many stats across Canada, the United States, and the world that show that youth that is occupied stays out of trouble, and that will help keep our city a safer place. The other thing is that I think as a future mayor, a mayoral candidate, I think the council, we need to have a position where we're listening to the people of the community. So important, because over the last few years, I've just continued to hear that people have not been happy with how council has listened or not listened, and so that's really one of my visions, one of my things that has been very important to me, going door to door and listening. And Ben, I have to tell you, going door to door has been a wonderful experience, just knocking on doors, meeting people, and to anybody listening, thank you for taking the time to chat with me at those doors. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Ben.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you for being a part of this here today. And for those of you watching, feel free to check out the other videos from all the other candidates and hear what they have to say about business growth and anything else they mention in their platform. Thanks again, Paul, and all the best.
Thank you.